Welcome back to the Hoop Hysteria channel. The NBA Conference Finals are underway, with the Thunder and Timberwolves facing off in the Western Conference Final. Compared to their clean 4-0 sweep of the Grizzlies in the first round, the Thunder struggled through a Game 7 against the Nuggets in the second round, leaving only 2 days of rest between the end of the Game 7 and the start of Western Conference Final Game 1. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves have swept the Lakers and Warriors in gentlemanly fashion in the first 2 rounds, staying fresh and well-rested, and are considered the most likely team to upset the Thunder. As the playoffs progress, the Thunder have exposed more and more weaknesses. First, Alexander's performance in critical moments has been subpar. Although he averages 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in the playoffs, his shooting percentages are only 47.8% from the field and 29.3% from three-point range. However, the controversies over his foul calls have grown, with another huge dispute arising in this game. The Timberwolves, having won 2 consecutive 4-1 series, have faced relatively little pressure. In the first round, the Lakers' interior and 3-star defense were serious weaknesses, and in the second round, with Curry sidelined for the Warriors, the Timberwolves marched on unopposed. In addition to Edwards' average of 26.5 points per game, Randle has exploded in the playoffs, posting all-around numbers of 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, raising the team's floor. According to B2's championship prediction, the Thunder have an 88.6% chance of winning the Western Conference, while the Timberwolves have only an 11.4% chance. Unexpectedly, the referees took center stage from the first quarter. At the start, Thunder's Jalen Williams touched the ball out of bounds, and Alexander airballed a jump shot. McDaniels attacked inside and outside, and Edwards stepped back for a three-pointer, giving the Timberwolves an 8-0 lead. Then Alexander drew a foul on Gobert, and in the next possession, Gobert was called for a rebounding foul again. Less than 2 minutes into the game, Gobert was subbed out with 2 fouls. After that, Alexander continued to draw fouls, shooting 7 free throws in less than 5 minutes, with all his points coming from the free throw line. In response, reporter and commentator Doris Burke said during the broadcast, "That's why they call him a free throw wholesaler on Twitter." Meanwhile, Alexander's various exaggerated moves drew the ire of Edwards, who hit Alexander with the ball and was called for a technical foul, giving the opponent 1 point. Then Randle hit consecutive three-pointers, but the Thunder countered with steals and fast breaks, taking the lead under the leadership of Jalen Williams. In the second half of the quarter, DiVincenzo and Isaiah Joe traded three-pointers from the outside. At the end of the quarter, Edwards twisted his ankle, and the Timberwolves led 23-20 after the first quarter. Lakers media said they just turned on the TV and saw SGA at the free throw line, while various American media were speechless, asking, "Is this even basketball?" In the first half of the second quarter, Hartenstein matched up with Randle, and the Timberwolves maintained a narrow lead. Randle was perfect from the field, while Holmgren and Wallace responded. McDaniels even forced Alexander into a backcourt violation. Edwards expanded the lead with three-pointers and free throws. Alexander started drawing fouls again, even pushing off defenders to create space and making and-ones, with referees still calling fouls on the Timberwolves. Finally, Alexander fell after contact, but the referee called a foul on the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves finally succeeded in a challenge. At halftime, the Timberwolves led 48-44. In the early third quarter, Jalen Williams and Holmgren led a comeback to take the lead. After Edwards stopped the bleeding with a three-pointer, Alexander led a 10-0 run. In the second half, Alexander continued to score inside and outside, often completing and-ones. After 3 quarters, the Thunder led 76-66. In the fourth quarter, Randle led a comeback attempt, but Holmgren and Caruso rained three-pointers, and the Thunder kept hitting fast breaks, leaving the Timberwolves struggling to keep up. In the middle of the quarter, Holmgren had consecutive dunks. Alexander made an off-balance floater for an and-one, then drove for a layup. Walker hit a three-pointer in response. Alexander made a jump shot, and Dort hit a corner three-pointer to seal the game. The Thunder ultimately won 114-88 in an ugly game. Everyone knew Alexander would receive preferential treatment from the league, but no one expected it to go this far. Alexander's multiple falls and ones in the game sparked heated discussions. Thunder reporter Nick Galeo said these unbalanced and one shots were the result of his incredible off-season training, tailored to his playing style, especially to maintain balance in off-balance positions. After the game, Celtics reporter Jack Simon tweeted, "This year's playoff physicality might be the strongest in years, but Alexander's foul call scale is completely different. These two things exist at the same time." He then posted a gif of Alexander drawing a foul and asked, "How was this foul called in the playoffs? Think about the Knicks-Pistons series. Think about the Celtics Magic series." Alexander went 10 of 27 from the field with 14 free throws in the game. It may not seem like much, but it had a huge impact on the Timberwolves. Gobert picked up 2 early fouls, McDaniels had 4 fouls early, and Edwards had 4 fouls before the third quarter ended. The referee treatment Alexander received was simply exaggerated, turning the game into a show of his flops and foul drawing rather than a contest of who can score more. 10 major American media outlets focused on his flopping throughout the game. If an opponent touched him, he fell to the ground for a whistle. If an opponent didn't touch him, he still got a whistle by falling. Even when he initiated contact, it was still a whistle for him. In the past, flopping at least required physical contact, but now referees call fouls even without contact. As Alexander walked past DiVincenzo with Alexander Walker defending him from behind, he suddenly fell to the ground without any physical contact between them. Just as the Timberwolves prepared to counterattack, the referee abruptly called a foul. Even his cousin Walker was visibly frustrated, immediately requesting a challenge which was upheld. But how was this foul called? Where exactly was the infraction? Amazingly, the Thunder retained possession after the challenge. Later, when Alexander drove past McDaniels, he bizarrely collided with him to draw a foul. Was this even basketball? When Alexander penetrated the paint against the double team of Randall and Conley, he started yelling before releasing the ball, already anticipating a whistle. Despite no contact, Randall looked perplexed, having not touched him at all. The most outrageous moment came when Alexander elbowed McDaniels during a post-up, made the mid-range shot, and was awarded a foul. Guest commentator D'Angelo Russell, broadcasting from a Chinese studio, exclaimed, "There's no foul here." With 5:20 left in the fourth quarter, Alexander's drive drew a foul that fouled out McDaniels, one of the NBA's top defenders, with 6 fouls in just 23 minutes, a staggering stat. This was more exaggerated than James Harden's peak flopping. After the referee's call, the Timberwolves players stood with arms outstretched in disbelief. Alexander finished with 14 free throws, 11 to 14, scoring 31 points on 10 of -27 shooting. At least half of his free throws would not have been called for any other star. The constant foul trouble dismantled Minnesota's game plan, while OKC thrived in transition. Alexander's whistle advantage neutralized their half-court defense. The Timberwolves' struggles began with abysmal shooting bench players Reed, DiVincenzo, and Walker combined 5 of 28 from 3, and Gobert's limited impact in the paint against Hartenstein. The game highlighted a larger debate. Is the league favoring Alexander's rise? His ability to manufacture contact and draw fouls, while technically within the rules, clashed with the physicality of this year's playoffs. As Russell noted, even Michael Jordan would struggle under such officiating. The Thunder's defense suffocated Minnesota, holding them to 96.6 points per 100 possessions, third worst of the season, with a 30-point differential in the paint. The Timberwolves' 19 turnovers leading to 31 OKC points and inability to attack the rim compounded their issues, made worse by Edwards' scoreless fourth quarter 0 points for turnovers. While Alexander's whistle-drawing skills are undeniable, the inconsistent officiating riddled with ticky-tack fouls contradicted the playoffs' rugged tone, sparking accusations of league intervention. Yet this spectacle likely isn't the NBA's desired narrative. Referees failed to balance enforcement, while Alexander's tactics tested the boundaries of skill versus gamesmanship. The league must address how to reward creativity without sacrificing the sport's authenticity.